Today, we're going to talk about 3 ways to help your kids to get more confident in front of the camera. What's up, guys? My name is Greg Rollett from the Brolets and the co-founder of Arte Shades, the sunglass brand that I started with my 11-year-old son, Colton, where we create sunglasses to make kids look good and feel good when they step up in the box to be the best version of themselves, pitch by pitch, play by play, and day by day. And we talked about this a lot here, that I think the best business that you can start with your kids is to help them to start a YouTube channel, to create a media business. Well, in order to create a YouTube channel, you got to get in front of the camera. You have to talk to a camera. I do think that that is the number one skill that we can be teaching our kids as parents, as we get them ready for whatever it is that they're going to do. And that doesn't mean that they're going to be a creator, an influencer, or anything like that, which I think is very smart for them to do. But building an audience and creating community and learning how to communicate are some of the most important skills that we can teach kids today. But being in front of the camera, doing what I'm doing right now, talking directly into a camera, is a skill that might come really hard for kids because they've never done it before. They've never talked to a camera, but they're growing up in a generation where they're watching people talk into cameras every single day. They're watching their favorite video game streamers talking to a camera as they're playing their video games. They're seeing all these influencers and creators. This is how they're talking and how they are communicating. So it's only natural that they are going to want to do something similar, but maybe they're a little shy, they're introverted, they giggle, or the biggest thing, especially when it comes to Colt and trying to get him on camera, is getting them past one word responses, where I'm just like, hey man, so why are you so excited about these new sunglasses? They're cool. And trying to get them past that to have these conversations, because we're having great conversations with our kids all the time. And my kids, well, they don't stop talking when they're talking to each other. They got their friends over when Colt's in the dugout playing games. And so how do we get that same confidence on camera? Well, here are 3 ways that can really help you to develop that confidence on camera. Thing number 1 is you got to start by making videos that they're excited to create. If you remember back when you were in school and you had to do a book report, or you had to go and speak in front of the class on a topic that you cared nothing about. You didn't want to read the book. The book was boring. It wasn't about anything cool. It was written 100 years ago. And so why would you get excited to do that book report? Why would you get excited to get in front of class and do that speech? Well, same thing's true about a YouTube video. They need to be engaged and interested in whatever the topic is that you're about to go and create this video on. And so luckily for us, most of the time, Colt and I, we're talking about baseball. We're talking about training. We're talking about mental skills stuff. We're talking about, he's playing games out in the backyard and doing challenges and competitions. And yeah, we're talking about the business. We're talking about the sunglasses. We're talking about, what he thinks about them, what we're doing with what we're launching. So we're talking about things that he is very engaged and interested in. And so when you're helping your kids to get on camera, don't talk to them about a book report or something that they don't care about. Make sure it's something that they really feel like some kind of passion towards, which is going to help them to be more natural when they're on camera, because they actually want to talk about those things. That's thing number 1. Thing number 2 is I think that you should be filming with your phone. You should be using the phone to film with, not a fancy camera. Right now I'm shooting on a Canon M50. Sometimes we shoot on a Canon PowerShot, which is what I shoot when I'm outside, if you've seen those clips. But I think if you're trying to get your kids on camera, the best videos that I've ever shot with Colt have been shot on the iPhone. The ones that have gone the most semi-viral in the baseball niche with like 300,000-400,000 views have all been shot on a phone. And I think it's because the phone is super natural for them. Like my Colt, he's grown up having a phone. He's had one for like 2 years now. He FaceTimes his friends when they're playing Fortnite or MLB The Show, on the way to the game. He's talking to people, and he's just used to the phone. It's not a scary object to them. But putting a big giant camera with a big lens and the red light and big lights everywhere, that is intimidating. It's a little scary for most kids. And so I think that you have to put them in an environment that makes them feel comfortable. And this goes for anyone. This could go for you if you're trying to get on camera. Is, how can you create a video on something that you actually care about and do it in a way that's not super scary where there's a big camera shining in your face? So use the phone, because, you just putting a phone in his face like, hey, Colt, tell me these things. When we've our favorite type of videos, and I think I did this a couple videos ago about like the style that we're doubling down on like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, all of that is this 5 questions. Everything's shot with the phone. Our videos that we shoot with minor league players like Cam Collier, all shot with the phone. Everything that we do with him is pretty much shot with the phone. All the trick shot stuff in the backyard, shot with the phone, because it's disarming. It's not scary at all compared to fancy cameras. So that is tip number 2. And then tip number 3 is try not to get them to memorize things. And the way you do that is you get them again into an environment that's disarming. So you just want to ask questions. You just want to interview them. You just want to talk to them. So every time that I'm pretty much doing a video with Colt, whether he and I are doing like a podcast or a video like this together, I'm always just asking him questions. I'm not having him, try to memorize a line or memorize an intro. I'm just like, hey Colt, so what do you think of this? Or, hey, who do you think is going to win the Cy Young this year? And I'm just asking these types of questions so he can just talk off the top. When we had the video production business for forever, the number one thing that I did with professionals, these are lawyers, financial advisors, dentists, real estate agents, I would always just interview them. I would just ask them questions, because if they were trying to get on camera and be like, hi, my name is Jim, and today I want to talk about blah, blah, blah. Most people can't do that. Most people can't even do what I'm doing right now. My notes are literally 3 bullet points. That's the whole notes for this whole video. So all of this is unscripted, top of the dome, because again, this is subject matter expertise, something that I have. I've been in the video world for 20 plus years now. Got the Emmy Award somewhere over here. Like, I've done a ton in the video space. I can talk to a camera better than I can talk to most humans. It comes very natural to me. But that also came after 20 years of doing this. Started as a musician and doing live performances, and then turning into, doing interviews on TV and, doing YouTube and doing these videos for forever. This is very easy for me to do. It's easier for me to talk to a camera than people. I already said that, but that to me is kind of true. Not true for most people. So the way you get over that is just ask them questions. So, hey, what do you think about this? Or, hey, what were you thinking about when this happened? Or what's your favorite this? Or what's your favorite that? And just get them to talk that way. So if you're trying to get your kids on camera to create that YouTube channel, these are the 3 things that I think are really going to help them out. One is make videos that they're excited to make, not videos that bore them or they're like, oh, they're like dreading it like it's another school project. If it's a school project, they're not going to feel like doing it. Thing number 2, use your phone, not a big fancy camera. And then thing number 3 is ask them questions, interview them. It's going to disarm them and get them more engaged in the video. And here's the last tip. It's like technically bonus. It's tip number 4. You got to do a lot of these. You got to do it over and over. It's repetition. It's constancy and consistency. We talked about this in yesterday's video. We talked about Paul Rabel's book, and we talked about just showing up every day and doing the work. So if you want to get better at being on camera, you got to show up and be on camera. You can't read books about it. You can't prep for it. You just have to be on camera every single day. Like shooting thousands of videos like this, like our Ambitious Life show had hundreds of episodes that, entrepreneurs shared and Amazon Prime shared and all that, like hundreds of these talking directly to camera. That's how you get good at it. You do it over and over. And even still doing it hundreds of times, I still screw up all the time. I say like and and all that stuff way too many times. But just doing it, getting comfortable with it is the real secret. As we talked about yesterday, the real secret is there is no secret. It's just hard work. It's doing it over and over and over and over again. But if you're going to do it, make videos they're excited about. Use your phone, not a big fancy camera, and ask them questions. It's going to get them so much better on camera. What did you guys think of this? What questions do you have about helping your kid to create, whether it's a YouTube channel, a media business, or a physical product business? Would love to know, because I'd love to start answering some of your questions in these videos. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave a comment. We appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.